Hello everyone, my name is Sammy G, and as you remember from my last video, I said that I would talk about autistic meltdowns in greater detail, and now, here I am. Now, what exactly is an autistic meltdown? Well, an autistic meltdown, according to the National Autistic Society, is defined as an intense response to overwhelming situations, which can be shown physically and verbally, perhaps through screaming, kicking, or even biting, in some severe cases. What I used to do personally in an autistic meltdown was stomp the floor, not moving around my arms because I knew I could knock something over, shake my head profusely, and talk in garbled speech because I just didn't know what to say. Here are some of my autistic meltdown stories. When I was little, I left a disco party for my friend's birthday early because I just couldn't stand the bright lights of the disco or the loud music the DJ was playing. When I went to see a showing of Treasure Planet at age 3, I left early while I was playing because I just couldn't stand the loud sound of the movie playing. I didn't like the smell of different aisles in a supermarket, especially dairy, so I would stand on the end of the dairy aisle so my mum could see me and I wouldn't have to smell it. Now, autistic meltdowns can be caused by 3 different things. 1. Information overload, which can be due to the autistic person not being able to understand the complex language, or the autistic person not being able to take on multiple instructions at once. I used to, and still do, suffer from this all the time. During school, I had to take lots of lessons. I was given many assignments from teachers, and it gets to the point where I'm like, stop! I can only take on one thing at a time. Although, I really can't complain because teachers have to mark those homework assignments over the weekend, and they have to grade a lot of assignments from several classes. A second cause can be emotional overload, which can be due to autistic people not being able to understand or manage their own feelings. Emotions can hit a person all of a sudden and incredibly hard, especially for hormonal teenagers during and after puberty. A third cause is sensory overload, which can be due to some autistic people being hypersensitive to sounds, tastes, smells, touches, bright lights, and colours. Now, let me make this perfectly clear. Autistic meltdowns are completely different from temper tantrums. Here's a table to show you the differences between them. 1. A meltdown has no plan, whereas a tantrum is a cry for attention or control. With a tantrum, the child sneaks an odd glance at the parent or guardian to see if it's working, whereas with an autistic meltdown, the child can hardly tell what other people surrounding them are thinking. The child that is having a temper tantrum does sometimes have some control over their tantrum. They might try to convince you they don't, and they may even pick a location for maximum effect, including making sure there is a public audience. Whereas with meltdowns, the child completely loses control because they are overwhelmed with distress and there is nothing they can do about it. And the biggest difference of all, if you give a child that's having a tantrum what they want, they'll generally stop in an instant. But even if you do give the child a way to overcome what caused their meltdown, the distress cannot simply be turned off. It will gradually calm its way down at its own pace, regardless of if you give the child their way or not. Think of it as a storm that needs time to calm down. So, how can you manage meltdowns if you're autistic? Well, you can think of events that cause you meltdowns which you can avoid. For example, football games, which can cause sensory overload if it's incredibly loud in the football arena. If you're worried about missing out on football, or if you really like football, you can watch it from the comfort of your home on TV. If you can't avoid the event, and you don't want to avoid the event, then prepare for it. You may want to go to a disco party for a friend, you may want to go to cinema to see a movie you really want to go see, you may even need to go out in the public to go shopping. Here's how you can prepare for those events. 1. Bring earplugs to block out loud sounds. You can use headphones or earphones so you can pretend to or actually listen to your own music choice to block out sound. To prevent autistic meltdowns when I was on an airplane, I used to wear ear defenders when we were going up in the air because I just couldn't stand the sensation of my ears popping. You can choose movie screenings at cinemas near you which are autism friendly. I always used to go to the Odeon in Cheltenham when I was little because I felt the screenings were not too loud for my ears. And you can tell people of your condition. If you're going to a party for a friend and you tell your friend about your condition, they may try to accommodate your arrival by turning down the music at a party or making an area you can go to if you feel like you're going to experience a meltdown. If you're a parent of an autistic child, prepare yourself in advance for when your child has meltdowns, such as keeping rooms free of breakable objects. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, I am Sammy G. Goodbye!